Hey, welcome everyone. Tom here from Park Avenue Trading, your chief dealer, keeping you sane in insane markets. It is 7:30 a.m. on March 13th, 2025, and welcome to the show. We got a lot of stuff going on in the background that we have to kind of pay attention to, but as a technician, I really don't so much care about fundamental news, but I do care about geopolitical news. So really what I'm keeping an eye on is what Putin said about the potential peace agreement in the Ukraine. It all depends on if, the United States / NATO is going to accept those terms. I'm sure they're going to come back to the table and ask for something different. What Putin basically said is that Ukrainian soldiers have to leave the Donbass region, and Ukraine can never become part of NATO. And I understand Putin's point on that. I mean, if you look at the NATO map from 1990 to where it is today, after the agreement that they had about the German reunification, I believe it was Secretary Baker at the time, said that the agreement was between the United States, or actually NATO and Russia, that NATO would not move 1 inch to the west, I believe, right? Yeah, no, north, south, east. No, east. Sorry, east. And well, look at the differences. I mean, obviously, the United States broke the agreement, and Russia has been quite calm about it until recently, when they started talking about the Ukraine jumping into NATO. So they decided, no, enough's enough. So that's the background on the whole gig. But really, we're going to be looking at dollar yen. If you looked at the fundamentals, they're saying now the United States could lower rates. That's a political thing as well. The Fed, doesn't have a great relationship with the Trump administration. So they may say, F you to that. We're not lowering rates. We're just going to keep, stay steady for another, quarter or so, and let's see what happens. That's a possibility. So we got a lot of stuff working in the background, but technically, dollar yen really needs to get above 148, like 15, 148.20, in order to show any potential strength. And really, it doesn't have much to go to the upside. I mean, we spiked up to the 149.13 level. Okay, but immediately it was sold off, down to the 147, say 50 level, 147.57. So it's really got to get back above 20. If it can't get above 20 and it breaks this low today, it's drifting back down to like 147. 20, right? I'll go down to this low bars close right here, and potentially, 147 the figure. So it's going to be the one that's ruling the crosses, as always, because when we go over the sterling dollar, we're going to see sterling dollar really hasn't done much. So really the point to watch is the 148.15. There's a lot of sellers up here. So I really wouldn't expect much of a pop. Really what I'm expecting is this thing to actually trade in between 148.15 and 147.50 until the market makes a decision whether or not it's going to, in other words, whether or not it's going to go up or down by coiling in between these 2 points. Because the longer it coils and then breaks this, you got a better chance at a higher level. If it just comes down and breaks this level, we're drifting down to like over there, which is that 147.20 level. Let's move over to good old sterling dollar. Sterling dollar, I've been saying it's just in a range between these 2 points. There's pretty strong and resistance at 130 the figure. That's holding right now. Even if we break 130 the figure, there's resistance right behind it at 130 like 50, like right over here. So it doesn't really have much room to pop. It definitely doesn't have any type of muzzle velocity. It slowly broke up, but it's still within the main range. We haven't been above 132 in a long time. So we're still within the range of the bigger leg. If we looked at, let's just look at weeklies just to get an idea of what I'm trying to say here. Okay, so this was basically, we had the high here at 134.34. The low was 121. So we're still within this range. It's still tracking within this range. There's no, like if I'm looking at this weekly chart, I'm going to see resistance lots of different places, like right here. There's going to be resistance at 130, 120. So really, what cable's really still in nowhere land. Right now, the 130 is important because that could get us back up into this level. But I think there's going to be some sellers coming in at 131. 20 to knock it back down. I still think that cable right now for the day. Let's go over to the 1 hour charts. 1 hour. Where are we? We got the high right around 120, 129.90. Like it has to hold, for me, it has to hold 129 like 25. 129.25 is the point on the day. I'll go 129.28. If it breaks 129.28, we're coming back down to probably 128. Well, you got 129.15 will be, maybe I should just say, yeah, let's do this. Let's get rid of that. Let's move this down to this low bar right there. Low bar's closed. 120. It's got to stay above 129.17. If it breaks 129.17, it's drifting back down into this area right here. So like 128.80, 128.65. Main support is right there at 128.20. So again, cable, not really doing much. It's all going to be dollar yen as usual. That's been the story. Dollar yen has been the story. Let's go on over to good old sterling yen. This is my favorite. That 190.28 that we've been talking about actually held to bring us back to 193.10. Now, marketplace has retraced a bit. It's all going to depend on dollar yen, because cable's not really doing much. I think dollar yen is right now a little bit soft, so I think there's room for sterling yen to go down. As it stands right now, really, we're at a critical price right now. Let's see where we got the 191.16. Wow. Okay. This is a tough one because we kind of made the move already. But let's see. 192. Here we go. 192. 190. Wow, it came. Ah, damn. I missed it. 192.15 is resistance. 192.16 is resistance right now. I think that if we get a break below 191.20, we're heading back down towards 190.60. 190.60. Let's go over to euro yen. Same type of stuff here. Euro yen. I was short this last night and I closed it way too early. I didn't really have a signal. It was like, it just looks soft. So I sold it and then I made like 15 pips on it. But I say to myself, like, that was a complete break of my rules. I didn't really have a signal because the signal happened. I did take it during the day, made some money on it. And then I was like, well, it's still good, But generally, I don't like to hold positions overnight unless I'm really in the money. So I resold it, and I go get a drink not an alcoholic beverage. I don't drink during the week when I'm trading. Went to get like a seltzer water, and I'm sitting on my couch and I'm thinking, I just broke a major rule and I shouldn't do it. So I went back and I just closed it and I said, well, I didn't trade during my, I didn't, although it went 100 points lower from where I sold it, I broke a rule. So I had to get out of a trade. And I would suggest everybody follow that. If you're breaking your rules, you can't break your rules. So no matter what happens, it doesn't. Because there's going to be times when you do break your rules that you're going to get your face ripped off. So just don't do it. So right now, sterling, euro, yen. So let's stick to the point here. Let's see. Critical support for it is like 160.60 right now for the day. For right now, 160. That's fine. 160.61. If we break this, okay, and then we take out this low, we're looking for it to come back down to like 160, the figure. So here's like a 60-point grab here, and potentially even down to 159.23. That's an extension of a move. So I would go 160, the figure, and 159, say 80. I'd split the difference, say like 159.76. That's close enough. So really now the only way that it shows strength is staying above this 60 level and then getting through 161.50. So that's a lot of muzzle velocity it needs, and it possibly can do it. If it breaks at 161.40, we got a chance back at like 162, the figure. So that's what I got for you guys today. Please, if you like what you see, like and comment. Don't forget to ring the bell. Share my videos far and wide because I want to build a big trading community. Follow me over on X. I post the same videos on X, but anyway, you can follow me on X, make some comments. I'd appreciate it. And remember, always, always, always enjoy the party, but dance near the door. Cheers.